What does my alienated child think about me? This is a question I get all the time. What does my alienated child think about me? And how can I use this information to draw them closer? This is the topic of tonight's video, but before we take a deep dive in, if you are watching on Facebook right now or as a replay, comment, connect if you are interested in reuniting, and we will share you our super secret, super short, but super effective guide on how to reunite. We'll give you all the secrets to reuniting, and we'll also tell you what the biggest mistakes are, and we'll share some success stories that we've had too. So all you have to do is comment, connect. So as we get started, who is on the chat right now? Let me see some comments. Wonderful. We have 10 people viewing. Anyone here who's wondering what their child thinks about them, make sure you write in the comments right now your questions, because we only have a little bit of time and I want to make sure I get to all your questions. But while we're waiting for some more people to join, so I'm getting some hellos. Hello, Craig. Hello, Tony. But let's focus on what are your questions for me tonight about what your child thinks about you. Drop them in the chat. And if you want help reuniting, if you're unsure if this reuniting thing is for you, because a lot of parents are okay being alienated and they just want help in the pain, and I help people reunite. So if you are ready to reunite or thinking about maybe it is time to reunite, I'm tired of being alienated, I want to be one of the success stories, like a mom of 14 years who reunited with her son, a dad 5 years no contact to reunite with his son. I just reunited a mom 1 year no contact, and we had a mom on our group coaching call 2 weeks ago who went from not seeing her daughter at all, her teenage daughter, to now having 100% custody. So if someone wants a story like that, put in connect. I'm getting a lot of hellos. Thank you, Paul. Thank you, Jennifer. Thank you, Melissa. But write connect if you are interested in actually reuniting. So that way I can know, because again, not everyone is interested. Some people, they show up here for entertainment, to see me and my beautiful fashion sense, and not because they want to reunite. So I want to see who wants to reunite. Mark says reunite. Okay, great. Jennifer, Paul, Claire, Melissa still waiting in. And I'm still waiting for someone to drop a question in who's interested. Any questions? Okay, great. Let's get right to it. So first of all, before we get started, why on earth should you listen to me? I'm Ginger Gentile. I'm the director of the Reversing Family documentary, which to make, and you can stream for free on YouTube. It's just look up Reversing Family. It's so easy to find. And give us a like and share this video as much as you want with anybody who's watching right now. That really helps us reach more people and help more families. To make the movie Reversing Family, I interviewed hundreds of families who were being alienated, but also families who had reunited. And I figured out that all the families who reunited followed the same steps. And it's not about becoming an expert in parental alienation, getting support for how you're feeling. It's about following specific steps to transform yourself into a magnet that attracts your kids back. And these work whether your kid is 6, 16, or if it's been 16 years since you've seen your kid and your kid is 35 and you just found out you didn't get invited to your daughter's wedding. So these steps always work. And I also know, because I went through this myself as a kid of high conflict divorce. But this isn't just based on my own observations and my own story. I work exclusively with other coaches who are ex-alienated kids who reunited and parents who reunited. So everyone who works with me has had success in transforming their life. And that's what makes our approach different. We make it easy, fun, and you'll feel peaceful. So many people, I think, are afraid to reunite. Put this in the chat. Are you scared of reuniting? Are you scared of getting rejected? And are there any questions about what your kid thinks about you? So kids, I think, who I've talked to who have reunited with their parents fall into two categories, okay? So kids fall into two categories. What does this mean? So before I get into the two kids, I'm going a little all over the place, but there's a reason for this. Before we get into learning about what your kid thinks about you, which I know why you're here, I know a lot of you are scared. You've been accused of horrible things, you've been rejected. It's normal to be scared. It's normal to be traumatized. It's normal to be hurt. And the key to get out of this is to find a way to reunite that puts your mental health, your stability, your happiness first. And this isn't a luxury. How many here think self-care is a luxury? I need to be a martyr. I need to show my kid how much money I spend in court, how much I've suffered. Kids don't like to reunite with martyrs. They like to reunite with strong parents who can support them. Because right now they chose the alienator. Guess why? Because they're stronger than you. So we need to take your power back. Your mom energy, your dad energy, we need to get it back. So I found that there's a few ways kids think about their alienated parents. I'm going to break them down. So the first, which is actually the most common, is my mom or my dad abandoned me or abandoned us. I am abandoned. And now for so many of you say, that's crazy. I've done all of this stuff in court. I've hired lawyers, psychologists. How can my kid think that? If you stop showing up and trying, if you stop going to handoffs because it's too stressful for you, your kid feels abandoned. So if this is what we think is happening, we need to start showing up. We need to show up energetically for our kids. We need to show up on social media full of love, not saying, I'm alienated, my ex is the B word, my ex is the C word, my ex is the A word. Oh, I'm so sad and depressed. No, you gotta show up living your best life, but you can always mention in your social media post, this is so important, I can't wait to share this with my kids. So that way they know that they're thinking about you. But I've never seen kids say, I didn't want to reunite with my mom or dad because I saw how happy they were. No. This is the big myth I want to destroy right now. The other way kids can look at you is an obsessed stalker who never stops. Stop reaching out. Respect my boundaries. Who here got this? Respect my boundaries. Mom and dads don't have boundaries. If your mom, you birthed your kid, moms and dads, you both change their diapers, you bathe them, you have no boundaries. I'm getting a lot of stalkers here. So we need to show up in a way that is appropriate for where our kids are at. So if they think that you've been abandoned, if your kid thinks you have abandoned them, you need to make sure that they know that you haven't. And this doesn't mean coming and fighting and saying, look at the court case, I have this all there. It means trying to reach out, start going to the events. For you people, you parents out there who have the kids in school, you need to go to the school events. You need to get involved in the school, volunteer, show up. And if your kids are older, finding a way to reach out to them through third parties, through social media, and there's a lot of techniques that I can't get into here, but there are ways that you can show up. You can start to leverage or use third parties. And some people say, well, there's no one who can reach out for me. One, you haven't thought hard enough. I make my parents come up with a list of 100 people they can reach out to pick who's best. Two, if they don't want to, maybe you need to start rebuilding those close relationships so people like you and want to reach out for you. But now let's talk about mommy or daddy is a stalker and they never stop. Part of this can come from you are trying to get too deep and emotional and needy on your text messages. Okay? Who here has ever dated anyone? I'm assuming you have because you have kids, right? And it just wasn't some random one night stand that you knew the name and you took them out, right? If you don't want to go out with someone and they keep texting you, hey, let's go out, you're just going to block them. So if your kid thinks you're a stalker, what you need to do is to show up in a way that they want to be in your life. And right now, you're not doing that. You're begging them. You're saying, let me share my side of the story. You're showing up with lawyer energy. That's what I call it. Lawyer energy. You need to show up with mom or dad energy. Unconditional love. You're not getting angry at them. You've let go of the anger with your ex or the alienator, which is hard, trust me, because they've done a lot to hurt you. And when you show up with your kid, you keep it so light on the text messages. When I did Erasing Family, the dad in the movie Dizzy, who rides the motorcycle, for those of you who watched, please do. And if you haven't, please do. And don't be scared of watching Erasing Family. It has a happy ending. In the movie, he reunites very quickly with his younger daughter, who's 18, like that. Even before her 18th birthday, she runs and finds him. Big hug, begins to live together with him. basically a happy ending. But the other daughter, I got her on camera saying, I want nothing to do with Dizzy. She doesn't even call him my dad. It's just blood and DNA. My stepfather is my dad. And that's how we end the movie. And Dizzy was so sad and upset. And after the movie, he said, it's bittersweet because I'm with my daughter, Ashlyn, but not with my other child. And then he told me, and this is where I got my whole roadmap program from, learning from him. He said, I was angry at the courts. I was angry at the child support system. I was angry at my ex. I was angry at myself. I was angry at my daughter. I had to let that go. And then he began to reach out over text messages just saying to his daughter, who wasn't reunited yet, I'm so proud of you. Have a great day. I love you. No need to respond. And guess what? He reunited with his daughter. I have a whole video about this on YouTube on our Reversing Family channel. Please subscribe and watch it there. It's an hour-long, in-depth interview about what they did. This story is so incredible. It was featured on Red Table Talk with Jada Pinkett Smith. I was on there along with Dizzy and Ashlyn to talk about this wonderful transformation that they had. So one kid it took instantaneous, and the other child it took 3 years. So too many of you send a message out and you want a response right away. That pick me energy, it's like if you were trying to date someone, that's gross, and your kid is grossed out by you. Your kid needs to want to be around you. I've talked to too many parents who have some minimal contact, and they, on the text, they criticize their kid, they're angry at their kid, they say, why don't you call me, why don't you see me, why are you dating that person? And if the kid is an adult, this energy is going to drive them away. And now I'm going to talk about the third kid, who I was, which no one talks about, but I think is really common. I don't want anything to do with either my mom or my dad or this entire crazy family. I'm moving halfway across the world. Catch you later. And if I do talk to you, it's going to be the bare minimum because I can't stand all the craziness. And I hope both of you die alone in an old age home. If there's ongoing tension between you and the alienator, if there's still hate, fear, resentment, and fighting, your kids will not reunite. So let me get to the questions. I'm only going to take questions because a lot of you are like asking comments. So we have Andrew Clark on here, who's a spammer. Andrew, shut up. Don't deal with Andrew. I'm banning Andrew right now. Thanks for clogging up the chat with your stupid spam. So everyone ignore Andrew. Okay, he's blocked now. Anyone have a question for me? So Amy Beth says, I've sent my son holiday gifts at college and he called me to say stop sending him packages. I'm so sorry, Amy. This is a classic case of we need to do the internal work to become a magnet. So you need to figure out why he doesn't want to talk to you and solve that. Then you can reach out. Let's see, any new comments? Tyler, how do you get the other parent to listen when they are still angry? Tyler, you don't get anyone to do anything. We can ask people to stand on their heads all day long. They're not going to do it. What we do is we show up differently. We learn new communication skills. We show up with new energy, with forgiveness, and they by default have to show up differently. Because what so many people are focused on is you can't co-parent with a narcissist. You can't co-parent with a borderline. Yeah, you can. You don't know how. These people might be crazy, but they're predictable. And we can get the alienation to reduce, but this is part of a strategy and a skill set. So what we often do is try to prove how they're wrong. We need to show them how much we appreciate them and how right they are. Then they'll go along with our plan. So it's not about getting them to listen. It's about getting them to stop alienating. That doesn't mean saying they're sorry. It means they get bored torturing you, because right now they love torturing you, Tyler. They love torturing you. And a lot of people feed it by becoming doormats, by becoming little marionettes, or by fighting fire with fire. And guess what? You're going to lose every time when you fight fire with these people. Alessandra says, my alienated son moved out of his dad's house, so I'm thinking he doesn't want anything to do with either of us. Yeah. Was there a lot of fighting, Alessandra? That's probably what happened. Gina, how do I get past the force feeling of trying to make it work? So I don't know what you're trying to make work, Gina. But that's why we get so much people, what do I do? Gina, have you let go of the anger, the hurt? Are you out of your trauma response? Have you acknowledged your role in the alienation and what's driving the other person? If we don't do this work first, everyone says, how do I send a text message? Do I send a gift? Do I invite them? Like, whoa, 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 whoa. To reunite quickly, you got to take it slow. You got to do the deep healing work first yourself. It doesn't have to take forever. And then you get it to work. Because if you're like the forced feeling, this needs to bring you joy. You need to say, I'm so happy I get to send this text message. How lucky I am. And we can't force that feeling. This isn't about trading sadness and trauma for this fake happy feeling, okay? It's about transforming this energy into something useful. Michael says, I'm interested in what you have to say, 23 years alienated. Michael, that's a lot, but there's more to do at 23 years than at 30 years. So the sooner we get ahead of this, the better. Jeff says, God bless you, keep up the great work. How do you know presenting a happy life on Facebook will attract when it seems like my son is sorry for his father and thinks I'm fine? So it seems like he's sorry. There's a lot there. Why is he attracted to his dad? Is he a mesh with his dad? Does he feel like he has to take care of his dad? That's something we have to heal. Everyone thinks healing is talking to the other person, healing them. Healing is what you do, and then everyone around you reacts differently. Jen says, my ex alienated my daughter from me for years, but we still joined custody. When she decided she didn't want to live with her dad anymore, moved full-time with me. Early high school, we grew closer over the last few years. Everything was with time between us. I helped her move out last fall, got her apartment, helped buy her car, etc. 6 weeks later, she sent an email cutting me out of her life. I'm still in shock. I feel like she was using me all along. I'm so sorry, Jen. That's possible. So we need to get you back into your power, someone that no child would dare alienate because you're so full of love and wonder. So anyone who's on the Facebook Live, if you're watching the replay on YouTube, check the link in our description of this video. Please come and connect if you want more information about how I work. You'll get a 25-minute mini course that will take you through the 6 steps that all parents who reunite follow. You'll get also the most common mistakes parents make, and you'll get to see some wonderful success stories. So if anyone's interested, I have time for one more question. So how do you get the children to respond so you know why they won't talk to us, alienated parents? I know their mother poisoned them against me, but I cannot blame her in my efforts to communicate with them. That doesn't help. So Adam, how do we get them to respond? How do we entice them to respond? How do we draw them back? There's no tricks here. There's just secrets to follow. And I've worked with some parents who after one session have reunited with 3 children, 2 adults and 1 daughter with 2 different moms. And there's people who need to do a little more work. But the more we try to figure this out, instead of just following the steps, the longer it's going to take. Okay, so what are the red flags of an alienating mom? Asking for my kids. Someone who talks bad about the other partner. That's a red flag. Okay? So as we're getting toward the end of this live, who here is ready to reunite? I want you to put in the chat if you are ready to take action today. So in about 5 minutes, I'm going to get on a group coaching call. This group coaching call is exclusive to my roadmap members. They not only get this call, but they get access to all the calls I've done, recordings. They get access to 12-week course called The Roadmap that you take at your own pace. It has all the skills you need, all the templates you need to message your children, but it takes you through the steps so you're ready when you're ready to message them when the time is right. Okay? And here's the best part. It's not just me who will give these lessons, who will give the group coaching calls. It's also ex-alienated kids and reunited parents. Okay? So who here is ready to reunite? I want you to drop in the chat because we still have a few minutes before I get on this call. And if you join right now, you can get on the call. So Tyler Silver, I'm scared to take action. I don't know what is holding me back. Perhaps I need to work on me more first. Yes, and that's what we do in the roadmap. In the roadmap, we work on you first. That's what we do first, and then you right now. So I'm gonna send you right now the link. So I'm sending you the link, Tyler, right now in a comment. Anyone else want to join tonight? I'm getting on in 5 minutes. Anyone else want to get on? I'm ready but not sure my husband. He's been without contact for a few years. I miss my stepkids terribly. So Barb, we have a lot of stepmoms who join, so you can join and bring them on later, okay? Anyone else who wanted to join? But you need to take action right now. You need to click on the like wrench. Okay. Darlene, I'm sending you the comment right now. So we have 3 people who are going to sign. Anyone else? Gina, I'm in therapy. She said a lot of what you have communicated to us, they're still under pressure from the narcissist parent as well. So Gina, this is not a replacement for therapy. What I do is I help with the strategy and the steps you need. Therapists are good for figuring out your personal past trauma. But coaching is more effective for action and results. So I'm going to send you a message too, Gina. And then it's up to you if you want to take action. But I think combining this with therapy is like really powerful, okay? Anyone else? So Veronica says yes. So also, everyone, you can try out the roadmap for 10 days and there's a money back guarantee. But it hurts me as a kid when people are like, I'm not ready to heal. I'm not ready to see my kid. As a kid, I'm like, you're not ready to see me, mommy. You're not ready to see me, daddy. I want you. I need you so badly. Please get ready. Everyone's waiting to get ready. You don't get ready by waiting. You get ready by working. Okay, so Jen, I'm sending you a message too if you want to join. Okay, we have 5 people who joined the roadmap. I'm ready. So Melissa, I'm sending you a message and I'm also going to reply on the comments. So who here has joined? So Brenda says anti-alienation product, it's the real answer. Alienated kids really more than anything else. Yeah, I love Maddie's work. What you need to do as a parent is 1, use the Reversing Parental documentary. It's about healing. Because we can't just talk about how bad alienation is. We need to surround ourselves by saying that how they healed from it. So Judy, what's the cost? I'm sending you a message right now. You're just going to click on the link, okay? It has all the information right there, Judy. Also, think about how much a lawyer costs. This is far less than 1 hour with a lawyer. And this is for your kids, and you're going to feel great doing it. And I had a mom. You can see her testimony on the page. She said after she worked with me and she reunited with her daughters, got on 8 vacations, you know what she said? She says, Ginger, I'm emotionally and financially stable. So Pete, thank you for the comment. Let me know if you want to help. We've responded a lot on Facebook, Pete. But whenever you're ready to reunite, let me know. So Marcy Jacobs, I'm sending you this message. Sending you the message too, okay? For those of you who are joining tonight for the call, because I have to get off in a second, this is so important. Dawn, I'm sending you a message. Okay. So remember, if you sign up tonight, not only do you get the group session tonight where you can ask questions about your case, you get access to the roadmap course, which is lessons you take at your own pace. You get access to the past group call recordings with me and other ex-alienated kids, and you stay in the roadmap for 3 months or as long as you want, okay? Let me see. Oh God, there's 20 more messages. So Darlene will sign up tomorrow. Cool. Any other people? I think we're all done. So thanks for sharing the live, Pete. So everybody, share this live, like and subscribe. And if you're watching on YouTube, if you DM Connect, it's not going to work. So just look at the link on how to join the roadmap or get our free Secrets to Reunite in the description. Thank you everyone for being here. I hope everyone reunites soon. I look forward to all the people who joined tonight. But now it's time for me to get on my group coaching call with my members. Okay? So thank you so much.